Hi there, I'm back. I'll be reading some more from this book. We are up to chapter 4. When the call came through to La Forge that the challenger was arriving, he made for the observation lounge to watch the starship crawl majestically to its docking UMBILICAL. The lounge was on the opposite side of the moon from WEXX itself, and looked out on both the buoys that guided suitable vessels into the underground docking bays and the stubby gray towers that gave access to vessels too large to pass into the interior base bay, bays. A a square section a square section tower had been lit up for the arrival of the Challenger and the docking UMBILICAL and gangway corridor had been extended. Grav, Gravity waveguides built around the base of the towers were were, were modifying the local gravity, which otherwise would have would have been would have been half off normal, so that the approaching ship ship could float could float safely above it. LeForge couldn't see GULMAN yet, but he was willing. But he was but he was willing to bet that she had more luggage to her to her more baggage to luggage had she had more luggage to see to see than his own hold holdings. Uncertain 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 whether he felt serious or excited. He wasn't he wasn't he wasn't even sure whether he was relieved or disappointed that he couldn't see Challenger yet. Either way, he was he was surprised. He was surprised. Either way, he was either way. He was surprised. He was surprised. The ship should, should have dropped out of or some distance out and be making its final approach and making its final approach well before sunlight. He was almost on the point of calling the star bases operations officer to ask whether Challenger was delayed when suddenly it was there, filling the observation windows. It was not crawling in majestically. LaForge's heart leapt into his mouth as the 640 meter 4.5 million metric and a metric million metric ton starship hauled out of the darkness on an arc that surely must send it crashing through the orbiter tether and down into the planet with only seconds to go. Until impact, LaForge jumped to his feet, ready to lunge for an alarm button. As he did so, his heart trumpeting all the way up to warp 9. The Challenger spun about her vertical axis, now hurtling sideways toward the docking tower in the couple of instants it took LaForge to calculate where the impact would be and how many people would die. The ship had somehow slowed to a near halt with full impact, with full impulse braking. An instant later, the ship's main lock smoothly hissed the docking umbilical at a sedate 10 centimeters per second. That was a letter perfect textbook docking. LaForge took a shaking breath and forced his pulse and breathing back to normal. Off to one side, a hearty laugh filled the lounge. When LaForge looked, he saw the distorted form of QHAF applauding. Most of the other people in the lounge displayed an an impressive mix of amazement and amusement. He had to admit it himself. It had been a pretty good show, if insanely reckless. If instead, if insanely reckless. Now that the ship had settled into its place, LaForge could feel the grin spreading across his face at the sight of the other challenger. It definitely gave him a faint shiver of pleasure to be looking at a Galaxy class ship again. True, it wasn't the old Enterprise, but it was close enough to make him feel like he was stepping back into his own past. To his own past. There were differences from the Enterprise D, of course, the thermal and energy and energy signatures. His cybernetic eyes could could pick up were running a little differently than he remembered the Enterprise doing, even in the visual spectrum. The outermost plates on the hall on the hall on the hall were in a slightly were in a slightly different pattern. The registry number was different. NCC dash 771 Despite all of this, LaForge could feel a lump forming in his throat. He had served on this. He had served on the Galaxy class Enterprise to Galaxy class Enterprise 222. Too long not to be affected. He also still wondered whether it had not been for his VIS OR. The Enterprise D might not have still existed. Maybe it would have been decommissioned with full honors and sent to the Fleet Museum. Counselor Troy had told him there would be times when he would feel that way, and that he shouldn't feel guilty, but knowing a fact and feeling and emotion were two very different things, and the first didn't always control the second. The second. The second. No matter how much effort he put into it. This one's a beauty too. A beauty too. Guinan. An said at his side hadn't heard her approach, and indeed had really done so on 10 forward back in the days. She seemed to have a talent for it, just like the old Enterprise. Yeah, are you going aboard now? There's no time like the present. Usually, my luggage is already being carried, is already being carried over, and I don't want to let it out of my sight for too long. Luggage, anything special? She made a social gesture. A few cases of single malt scotch, some REKELLIANKASPRA. You get the idea. I get the idea. He confirmed with a laugh. They continued to talk as they walked through a set of heavy metal doors into an otherwise personnel only corridor, and whose simple white walls funneled them toward a small lobby that faced the Challenger's main airlock doors. Challenger's doors were already open, and a smattering of people were moving in and out. I guess I better go on forward, she said, and see how they are unpacking things. I expect. I will be in soon enough. They exchange grins, and then Guinan moved into the BEIGE lobby of the Challenger's airlock before rounding a corner. As Lee Forge followed, he saw her exchange a few words with a uniformed commander. Geordi pause, where he was thinking that he could at least report aboard formally before going to look for Scotty. When the commander was done talking to Guinan, he spotted Lee Forge and approached with a witty smile and an outstretched hand. He was lightly built with short with short but rather spiky hair. Spiky hair. Deep lines at the corners of his mouth and around his eyes. Bellied his eyes bellied his otherwise youthful features. Commander Lee Forge, he began in a northern English accent. I'm Taylor Hunt, Challenger's Challenger's executive officer. They shook hands. Permission to come aboard? GEODIS. Permission not only granted but insisted upon. Hopefully your wait here was all right. We expected to arrive a little earlier. It was fine. It's a pretty unusual starbase, but well run. But well run. Hunt nodded. That's Klingon efficiency for you. When you arrived, I thought the ship was going to crash. Yes, I always think that too. Our helm is Hunt traveled off, looking as if he was casting around for the right word. Well, you will see. Come on, let's get you settled in your quarter, Captain Scott. Captain Scott is eager to catch up with you. They walk toward the narrowness turbo lift. The feeling is definitely mutual. I haven't seen Scotty since. Well, it's been a couple of years. Lee Forge paused in the corridor. The familiarity of the sand and the pasture tones of the corridor ahead had struck him like a fist in the face. Memories of the Enterprise D came flooding back and twirled through his head in a mix of fondness and sadness. It was the strangest feeling GEOORDI had ever experienced, and it caught him and carried him along in a rumbling rush. The Galaxy class was so much of him that he felt uncertain whether he was taking a step he stepped backward into his own path. He wasn't so whether to be happy or sad, and knew that he could not be be either of them. He shook his head with a sigh. Is something wrong? Hunt asked. No, I was I was I was I was just hit by my memories the Enterprise D. And when I say hit, I mean pounded in the face. In the face. I know the feeling. Every time I go back to MAU CHESSESSTER. It really freaks me out. Freaks me out. Don't worry. A trip to Neocean will put your mind at ease. At ease. Neocean's what? Did Hunt mean a planet? Oh, the lounge. I think the Enterprise was called 10 forward. What can I say? British captain and a first officer. Who else? Were we going to name it after? I think you will get on with our hostess. That I can guarantee. GUINAN knows how to put people's minds at ease. Ah, you already saw GUINAN on the star base. As I understand, she's in the process of making changes. A turbo lift arrived, and they entered. A thought struck Lee Forge. One thing I didn't get. The chance to ask you, Commander. We are equal ranks, Commander. Call me Taylor. GEORDI. Well, I am glad we got that over with painlessly. Yeah, Lee Forge laughed. That's actually kind of what I was about to ask about. It seems to me that the Challenger is fully staffed, and I assume you already have a chief engineer. Not that you really need one with Scotty aboard, but someone has to look after things day to day. Yes, we have a chief engineer. the best in the fleet. Present, present, present company, present company, present company, except of course. So exactly, what's my status here? Well, Hunt said, officially, you are being listed in the position of ops and second officer. You don't have an ops officer or a second officer. Transporter chief. CAROLAN was about due to take that position on this tour, but when we knew you were captain, we kept the slot open so that there there was a suitable position for your rank. In practice, though, we really want you as a mission specialist who's had experience with historical vessels, and I think on some level, Scotty just likes to recruit people whose work he admires. Doesn't every captain? Pretty much. They stopped at a door and Hunt key did open. These will be your quarters. Thanks, LaForge said slowly, a little fuzzy, because the room and its place in the saucer section was identical to the location of Data's quarters on the Enterprise D. Hunt noticed another memory punch. You look a little. I'm okay. I guess I will get used to it soon enough. I will let the captain know you are here. He's down in engineering. Of course. VOL will probably be ready to strangle him by now. Hunt. CAMBADGE. Chop. Hunt here, go ahead, Commander, a woman's voice said, which sounded strangely familiar, though GEORDI couldn't quite place it. I'm looking over the status storage installation, and I think it's usable. But we could use a spare. Do you think you could check with the Starbase's quartermaster about getting another one? Yeah, I can do that, Doc. He signed off and gave LaForge an apologetic look. Looks like I have some more organizing to do. I hate to leave you in the lurch, but I am. assuming you know the way to main engineering. I think I can find my way. Don't worry. See you. See you later. Hunt raised his hand with a vague wave and trotted off, leaving LaFord in his new quarters. The sloping ceiling was familiar, was familiar, as was the bathroom to his right and bedroom to his left. In Data's old quarters, old quarters. GEORDI realized the bathroom had been converted into an office, and there were no windows. Maybe it was maybe it was his imagination, but the air smelled a little different too. A little different too. Everything's old. Everything's old is new again. He murmured to himself. Lee Forge wondered if the reverse would be for the reverse would be true as well when he returned to the Enterprise. If I return to the Enterprise, he thought with a sinking feeling in his gut. Second officer wasn't usually a temp. Wasn't usually a temp posting. He dumped his bag on the bed, but didn't unpack yet. Maybe getting down to business would help him. Get in the right frame of mind. Hand me that plasm, and do so then. A familiar BROGNE carried across Main engineering. As Lee Forge walked in, once again he felt as if he was stepping back. He was stepping back into his own memories. The master situation monitor screen on the forward wall was mostly the same as the Enterprises had been, and the warp core toward the toward the aft section, though smaller than the one on a SOVERIGN class. The class throbbed with just as much power. The flat table like master systems system's display console was absent. In its place, a second tank in the tank, and similar indentation in the ceiling above. The ceiling above. Confined a dazzling a way of holographic displays and data in the air between them. LaForge couldn't resist. LaForge couldn't resist passing a hand through them, but quickly pulled back when they flashed. He didn't want to start his first day on Montgomery Scott's ship by sending off a cartload of alarms or changing any vital sections. Any vital settings. Hand you another voice replied. It sounded coarse and what? Yet somehow artificial. Are you just trying to be offensive? I can do that, or I can do that, or not, lad. But I never just try. If any other 10 or so people working in engineering thought there was anything odd about the exchange, they certainly didn't show it, and neither voice sounded spiteful. LaForge got the impression that this was the banter of two old friends, and made a mental note to be careful not to overreact. He followed the voices and the sounds of a working plasma inducer around to where the chief engineer's office ought to be. Instead of a partition off office, there was a circle of freestanding consoles, like some kind of high tech, Stonehenge. Most of them were partially dismantled, and sockets and OPRONIC cabling were piled up in a way that managed to be disorganized without being completely random either. Standing in the midst of other other techno other technological jumble was a stout figure with neatly with neatly parted white hair and rather sad eyes over a stare, fairly dark mustache. He was he was he was wearing a pocket covered engineer's vest over a white wool neck rather than a standard uniform tunic. Starfleet's oldest and longest serving officer that Lee Forge knew of, and certainly its oldest and longest serving engineer Montgomery Scott. A grin spread under Scotty's mustache, and he hurried over, stuffing the plasm inducer in a pocket so that his hands were free to shake GEORD hypothesis. Commander Lee Forge. Welcome aboard, laddie. It's good to be aboard, Scotty. Scotty's eyes narrowed and he tilted his head. Ah, but ye miss the Enterprise already? Does it so? It doesn't have to. I have been chief engineer on two enterprises and nothing else is quite the same. It's quite the same. Ye'd be a heartless man if you were no just a little disappointed to be somewhere else. He gave Lee Forge a look of mock seriousness and said, now, be honest with me, lad. Leaving the Enterprise was like having teeth pulled. Definitely, GEORDI agreed. But seeing some familiar faces makes it a lot easier, and you know what they say. They say a change is as good as a way as good as a west and they are right about that. If retirement meant meant. A West, then I have to say, retiring from Starfleet was the biggest mistake I ever made, except maybe for that time. I I bleached it, my hair blonde, and I am glad to have rectified it. Rectified it. Sounds like a pretty big mistake. But since you spent most of that of that retirement stuck in a in a transporter buffer. I guess and I guess you didn't get too you didn't get too bored. Lee Ford pointed upward. I guess the hair like this like it's it's changed better as well. Could be worse. Could be worse, mate. The other voice said from somewhere above Lee Forge's head. You could have done a SAKO with it. GEORD. I looked up and was startled to see a PELLID leathery creature dropping toward him from the upper catwalk around the warp core. It had thrown a thick tentacle over the whale, and now the solely red central mass of it was descending on another couple of tentacles, which remained secured to the upper catwalk. O C T O P E D A L. It was a mixture of ARA, NID, and crab, and could have scored from almost anyone's nightmares. Lee Forge knew better than to give in to the moment's revulsion. Lee Forge knew better than to give in to the moment's revulsion he felt as he saw that the tool belts it wore around the thick upper tentacles were in Starfleet uniform colors, and one of them had a had a had a badge, while another had a lieutenant commander's wing pipes, wing pips, wing pips, wing pips. GEORDI had never seen the species before, but that wasn't too surprising, as it was a big galaxy. A big galaxy. This is Lieutenant Commander VOLOCZIN, Scotty said by way of introduction. The Challenger's main engineer. Hello there, mate. VOL greeted him in the voice that he had heard bantering Biscotti as he came in. You will excuse me if I don't shake hands, obviously. Of course. VOL apostrophe S. The only VOLOCZIN is Starfleet, and he's a damn fine engineer. If he doesn't mind me saying so. So VOLOCZIN is both the species and an individual name. Not exactly, mate. VOL replied. The syllables VOL, O, and CZIN are just the only ones that the humanoids tend to be able to hear or pronounce. The rest of our names are made up of awkward little noises and color tones that you wouldn't be able to register. But we are a pretty rare bunch, and there are so few of us knocking about that you are not bloody likely to meet too. So we all just call ourselves VOLOCZIN when we deal with other races. And to continue the introduction, Scotty answered. VOL, this is Commander Lee Forge, Chief Engineer of the Enterprise. He, VOL, sounded impressed. Sovin class. That's the life, he. It's been pretty good so far. So far. I wouldn't mind a chat about that when you are free. A real beauty. The solvent class. More power. More power. All sand. All, all around. More efficient warfares. Couriers that sing. I am missing it enough already. Thanks. GEORDI chat chuckled. I will bet. VOL turned a large watery eye to Scotty. That reminds me. Those new coils we installs are turning up a treat. But I could do with recalibrating the injectors as well because they really don't get along with the newbies. If you catch my drift, I will have a look at them myself. Scotty promised. Well, while we are docked here at a star base, he added to Leaford, I can get down here and do some real work. Ye will probably try it yourself if I don't miss my guess. But before that, I suggest you check in with sick bay to be sure your records all got transport, and then go on up to the bridge and TAILOR the op station to the way you'd like it best. We won't be getting underway for a few hours, so there's plenty of time. I would do that. Thanks. The ship's medical department was exactly as LaForge remembered the Enterprise D's sick bay as least as far as size, layout, and decor were concerned. The actual biobed and medical equipment in the room were newer models, the same as Beverly had on the current Enterprise. There were two familiar faces waiting for him in the sick bay, as well as Taylor Hunt, and he began to wonder Well, he really was. The mixture of past and present was starting to have a dream-like effect. The first familiar face was a fellow engineer, a, li- a little a little taller than Geordi, but with a similar build and thinny floppy hair. He was with Hunt, examining a CYLDRICALSTAISMODULA, the size of a hold all. It should be fine for any DESICCATED biomatter commander. The material of the casting won't interfere with the STAIS field. Good work, Greg. We will need quite a few of these things when we reach intercept. R.E.G. LaForge was slightly embarrassed to hear that his voice betrayed exactly how surprised he was. R.E.G. B.A.S. B.A.R.C.L.A. turned. His expression surprised and delighted. Commander, what are you doing here? I thought you were going to the Delta QUADRAN with the Voyager fleet. I did. BARCLAY looked at the floor in characteristic embarrassment. But Commander Scott has a lot of influence and a love of experience of experiment. I can't say it. Of experimenting with transporters. He shivered. Long story, Hunt interrupted. He adapted the Pathfinder project. Captain Scott recruited him as he recruited you because REG was with you on at least one trip through time. The flight of the Phoenix. Exactly. So we know He's got a good grounding in and working with equipment and tools from past eras, which should which should which should come in handy uh, in on in handy on inter I can't say it on intercept. Lee Forge nodded. It was a good idea, and he looked forward to working with REG again. It should it should be just like old times. Lee Forge thought about those times for a moment. Borg, inva- invasions, invasions, holodeck fantasies, super expanded brains. He he caught Barclay's expression and saw the same thought in it. In it. Well, hopefully not quite like old times. He said wholly no, not quite, not quite. Barclay said nodding in vigorous agreement. So, Pathfinder transporter relay station. That's right, Commander. Not really pleasant, I think. A woman's voice, the same one Lee Forge had heard. Carl Hunt earlier said, "Oh, I think they both know they both know what you mean, what you mean, Taylor, and I know what they mean, what they mean. It was a petite and and pretty Asian woman who took the STAISMODULE and put it on a bio bed out of the way. She wore a white coat, the centuries old badge of a doctor over her uniform. Hi, GERDI. Hi, ALYSSA. Or should I be saying nurse? OGAWA. I wish, unfortunately, you should actually be saying Doctor. OGAWA. Dr. OGAWA is our chief medical officer, Hunt explained. She joined us from the Titan some time ago. Dr. OGAWA. I like the sound of that, but but I thought you didn't want to be a doctor. Nurse OGAWA was just fine. And head nurse was all I ever wanted to be, but she shrugged her shoulders. Sometimes life Sometimes life throws us curveballs. Curveballs. So 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 how so how so how come you are how come you are now the Challenger CMO, mainly for Noah's sake, exploding dangerous and unknown corners of the galaxy is a good life for a Starfleet officer, but it's not. But it's not really the best way to being to being the best way to bring up your son and an engineering test bed isn't there a lot more risk of things blowing up on the Challenger the, the Challenger than there is on the Titan. I suppose there is. I suppose there is, but at least Challenger has a home base at Starbase 410, so Noah can live with his grandparents and go to a proper school on a proper planet, and I still get to go to and I proper planet, and I still get to go home and see him most weekends. I guess that makes a big difference. Huge. Enough that I bit the bullet and let Starfleet Medical make me an MD. The training for all medical staff, doctors and nurses has been standardized since the DOM ION war to make it easier to put someone in the right gap wherever. So I always so I already done the training, which means now everybody I meet thinks I spent my whole training I spent my whole nursing career with that ambition. Only only people who don't know you. Well, that narrows it down to everybody in the universe, except for a handful of people. I don't I don't think anyone will hold it against you, Barclays said. No, it's just one of those things. Anyway, Geordi, I guess you came down to check on either on either the STASISMODULES or whether your medical file had been transferred across safely. The latter. But now that you mention it, the STAISMODULES, are they for the remains of the Intercept's crew? That's right. Starfleet has requested that all the remains be recovered. Captain, total starter conditions. Total starter conditions. And separated out for REPAT REPATRATION to the families of the crew. I have had a second STASIS unit added to the morgue with enough separate MODULES for 200 sets of remains, which should give us a good safety margin on top of the Intercept's crew. That sounds good, Commander Barclay said. Commanders, I have to go supervise the loading of the STASIS unit. Will you excuse you, sir? ALYSSA shooed him away with a smile, and I have the ops console to configure GEORDI said. Nice to see you again, ALYSSA. You too. Stepping onto the bridge. GEORDI was again assailed by the dizzying sense of deja vu. The caramel colored seats, the long sweep of the rail that held the the tactical console, as well as enveloping the three center seats, the lightly scented air, and and so on. The only people on the bridge were a BOLIAN monitoring one of the science stations, and two people consulting something on the tac on the tac on the tactical something on the tactical console on the main rail that separated the bridge the app bridge stations from the three center seats. One of the people at the tactical station was a short but very serious face, FERENGINA, in a yellow trimmed Starfleet uniform, while the other was a tall and an athletic Klingon female in a form fitting black jumpsuit with silver and gold trim, which wouldn't have looked have which wouldn't have look out of place on some sort of palace guard. Her typical long Klingon hair was auburn and tied in a ponytail, which reminded Lee Forge of Worf's, though he didn't recall Worf having any living female relatives, so he doubted that they were actually related. As GEORDI arrived, the FERENGI looked up and stood to attention. "Can I help you, sir?" "No, it's okay. I just came up to configure the OPS console. The OPS console to the way I like it. I'm Commander Lee Forge," he added, belatedly remembering that he ought to have said as much. "First of all, but you know that it's Lieutenant NOG, right? Lieutenant Commander NOG, the FERENGI said. "Security and tactical on the Challenger." GEORDI was surprised. A FERENGI was the last species he expected to see assigned to security on a Federation starship, and who's the MAN IAC, who brought the ship into dock like that. Energy looked alarmed and opened his and opened his mouth to answer, but too late. The clinging woman swung around at GEORDI apostrophe S words. I am QA of the house of QA and G. She said coldly. GEORDI felt immediately guilty, having thought the helm officer wasn't in the room. I'm sorry. When I said MANIACI, she barked a laugh. You were quite correct. You were quite correct. I have a MANIA, a passion for flying. That's what makes me so good at it. And so dangerous. Lee Forge was trying to think of anything that could come closer to causing a disaster, and came up short. A Klingon should be dangerous, not to her own ship. There was no danger, Commander. Her voice and her gaze remained icy. The turbo lift doors opened, allowing Scotty onto the bridge just in time to hear the last few words of the exchange. If you can't see the dangers in what you are doing, GEORDI Scotty said quickly. Let it go, lad. She knows what she's doing. Lee Forge bit off the urge to press on with his argument. I hope so. Will ye trust my judgment on it? I guess so. Good. Then we will say no more about it. We have got a lot to catch up with QAs not in uniform. Is she a surveillance specialist? I am not in Starfleet. QA confirmed. I am on secondment from the Klingon defense force as part of a long-term exchange program. QA put on a slightly wide-eyed and innocent expression, at least by Klingon standards. I have no objection to serving under a Starfleet change a command, but I suspect that if I were to actually take a take a take a commission in it, my grandfather would come back from STO VOKOR to be with me. Scotty nodded in agreement, and the old devil would be as proud of you as he be affronted by the idea. This also is true, she admitted. Leaforge decided this was an appropriate. It decided this was an opportune point to bow out of the conversation since it seemed to have turned in a direction more suited to those who were already familiar with each other, and he knew that as always he most likely end up feeling left out. I did come to the bridge to configure the OPS console. So, right, GEORDI, Scotty replied, we won't be leaving till morning, so ye might as well take the rest of the night off. Thanks, Scotty. A couple of hours later, Leaforge was satisfied that he had the displays on the OPS station the way he wanted them. It wasn't just the SIP's operational systems and the sensors, but he arranged a tie-in to the various databases and archives that might be useful in handling an NX class ship. His legs carried him on autopilot to the door of his quarters, but to his surprise, the door refused to open. He pressed the call button, hearing the chime inside. Just a minute. This voice was one Leaforge recognized instantly, the way he would recognize a punch in the gut. Except that a punch in the gut couldn't feel as PARADOX Oxically, exciting as it was shocking and painful. The door opened to reveal a woman in eclipse. Civilian suit up at different shades of gray and blue, and her hair was neatly shaped into a cluster of not unattractive buns. LEAHBRAHMS raised one eyebrow. That didn't take long. I didn't expect to see you uh, until either we were both on the bridge or bumped into each other in engineering or on your sense. I'm sorry, LaForge managed managed to say at last. Nope, nobody told me you were. I asked them not to. Another punch in the gut. Did she think that he would that he that he would that he would have let her presence distract him from his duty, or indeed try to distract her. I didn't come here deliberately. That is to say, I just got a little confused, I guess. My homing instinct isn't 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 up too much, and I guess it led me here to the chief engineering quarters quarters instead of to your quarters, my quarters, where which I which I which I which I associate which I which I associate with being Data's quarters. I guess my legs think they are back on the Enterprise D. On Enterprise D. Don't worry about it. Actually, I have been kind of kind of kind of looking forward to chatting with you with you with you kind of how kind of half looking forward to and half dreading. Lee Forge nodded slowly. I know exactly what you mean. It was exactly how he was feeling right now. This isn't the best place for us to catch up, she said pointedly. Maybe we should meet in the sense. I could use some dinner and a stiff drink, he admitted. The icy ball in the pit of his stomach was now hatching butterflies. Butterflies. Me too. Give me an hour. LEH captor expression frustration. I can't say it. Expression frustration, frustration, frustration. I can't say it. Frustrationally neutral. I will be waiting. Nielsen's was in the forward section of deck 10 and roughly the same size and layout as the old 10 forward of Lee Fortress fond memories, though the decor was a little different. There were 3D images and artworks of various historical engineering projects on the walls from the Great Pyramid to the VESTA class starship. Other mementos included a rivulet from the fourth bridge, a COG from the sky bridge, a VANALIS, and an access panel from ZEPHRAM, COCHRAN, Morpheus's Phoenix, and various other engineering milestones. GUINAN already had a table with some drinks set up when GEOR when GEORDI arrived. He wasn't sure whether ELA had primed her or whether she had just known or figured out the right thing to do. She gave him the Cheshire cat look as he approached, but flitted back to the bar without speaking. Her looks had said all she needed to, and Ellie A.H. was already there too. I should probably apologize for not meeting you when you boarded, but I thought it might be a little awkward, distracting. You came here to work, didn't you? Yes. He wasn't sure what to say next, mainly because he wasn't sure what she wanted to hear. You seem to be of two minds. Not about that. It's just the ship and the faces. Not just you, but REG and ALYSSA. You spent a long time on the Enterprise D. And they were good times. Being here is like being back in those days and not. And I don't know I have taken a step forward or back. Forward, believe me. The challenger is all about moving forward to the 22nd century. We have new tech, new we have new techniques to try on the intercept. Ecological techniques, forensics techniques, data, and energy recovery. LaForge nodded. Sounds fun. Maybe my luck's changing after all. For the better, I hope. I am still not sure yet. Leaving the Enterprise, even for a little while, feels like bad luck, especially with some of the other things that have happened lately, such as GEORDI opened his mouth to answer, but then thought better of it. She didn't want to hear about TAMALA, LEAS, apostrophe his eyes narrowed at his hesitation. All right, at least tell me her name. TAMALA GEORDI said. RESIGNEDLY. She was transferred to the Lexington a few weeks ago. When things look like they might be getting interesting. TAMALE ARSTADO. She was an intern on the medical staff. Serious? Maybe heading that way, but she got transferred. No, I mean yes. But even before that, it didn't last. I wouldn't say it wasn't lasting, but I think that given time, it would have stopped lasting. Leah nodded. It's your confidence. My confidence or lack of it. You never quite found that balance between being confident and not counting your chickens before they are hatched. Okay, and that would mean You were saying, you already thought the relationship wouldn't last if you were a afraid Tamala Doctor Harstad was going to lose interest. No, no, no. That's not what I meant at all. Actually, I just think that with her being transferred, and then me being transferred, then that may be it all. It all worked out. It all worked out for the best after all. After all, Leah frowned. Wait a minute. You mean you were going to lose interest in her? In her? Not exactly. We could have been happy. We were good together. It's just that there's always the thought at the back of my head that come on, Geordi. What was the downside? Was she not? She wasn't. She wasn't. Leah, Brahms. Oh, the mask came down again, hiding her thoughts. Yeah, all things considered, he rather not have said as much straight out. Well, I guess that shows something. Yeah, Geordi sighed. I guess it shows you were right. I can't get that balance between confidence and, well, anyway, I'm sorry. For what? I was going to say, I guess it shows commitment or stubborn denial. Why don't we just call it a compliment? He raised his glass to Dr. Brahms. She raised her glass in return to intercept and the mission to revive her. I will drink to that. Geordi agreed. Okay, that's the end of chapter 4. Okay, bye for now.